Jamie here is wondering how big an a-hole she is. Not is she an a-hole? It's how big an a-hole she might be being.
I know that this is a-hole behavior. In fact, I'm kind of reflecting on all the stories I'm telling this week. I'm like, wow, we are just talking about all of my worst flaws this week. They're all coming out to play in the last 7 days or so. I don't know what it is about this year. Well, I do know what it is about this year. There's a lot of family stuff going on in Florida, which is where I'm from. And so I'm constantly flying down to see my family for my brother's engagement. And then there's a gender reveal. And then there's a bridal shower. And then there's a baby shower. And there's so many things I have to go down to see my family for in Tampa, which I jokingly call the worst city on earth. So when I go to the worst city on earth, I like to find fun things to do that make it feel a little bit less like it is the worst place on earth. I have beef with Tampa. I feel like every time I go down there, I try to have a good time. I want to love it. My family's there. It's an objectively beautiful city. But every time I go there, I'm like, what is there to do? Nobody's out. It feels like a wasteland. Where are the people?
I almost feel like sending you to Detroit. Because I feel like you haven't done enough traveling in this country if you think Tampa is the worst.
Well, I think sometimes it comes down to vibes. You know what I mean? There are certain places that just don't, I don't know if it's astrologically or just what you're looking for in a city. There are just certain cities that you're not going to mesh with. There are certain cities that you're just not going to gel with. And for me, Tampa is one of those cities.
It also depends on your history with said city.
Yeah.
So Cincinnati for some people is a wonderful city. For me, it's Cincinnati. And life was a little difficult when I was there.
Okay.
So you take those memories and you attach it to a city. You take it with an artist or a song, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an artist, if an ex was really into it, and now whenever I hear Dave Matthews Band, it's just and I know they're objectively a good band, but I have a hard time listening to them because of the memories attached to them.
It's hate by proxy.
Yes.
And I feel you on the city thing. There are the cities that I can't deal with are the ones that have major BS problems. The Miamis of the world, I absolutely hate. Washington, D.C., while beautiful and historical, so much political BS. L.A., I absolutely hate also, although people will say it's a beautiful city. So I feel you on that.
Exactly. Yeah. I might love Detroit. Have I been to Detroit? No. But I could have a good time in Detroit. I just haven't tried it out yet.
No, I've been here.
Okay, so maybe
Detroit she'd rather go to Cincinnati than Detroit.
I actually would. So anyway, we're going down to Tampa for my cousin's baby shower. She's getting ready to give birth in a couple of months. And so I thought, okay, how can I make this trip to Tampa fun? Let me feel like the cruise director of my family. Let me get some tours going. Let me get some dinner reservations going. So there are 2 restaurants that I've been wanting to try out as a foodie that I've heard are so good and the social hotspots of the city. I thought, okay, this is going to be the weekend I finally have a good time in Tampa because we are going to go to this restaurant and apparently this is where the people go. And then we're going to go to this restaurant and it's Michelin recommended, and we're going to have a good time as a family. And these are going to be the highlights other than the shower of the trip. So I go to the family group chat a couple of weeks ago. So we're coming on 2 months out of the shower. So I text them and I say, hey guys, can't wait to see you guys in mid-July, blah, 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 blah. The shower is going to be so great, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to let you know I'm making dinner reservations for Friday and Saturday. Could you please text me back and say if you would be interested in going to blah, 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 or blah, 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 or both? Group chat, radio silent. I get a text from my brother a couple hours later. He goes, hey, me and my fiance would love to attend. And I go, great. Guess it's just going to be the 4 of us, maybe mom and dad. So I'm kind of looking at the group chat and I go, hey, just making sure everyone saw this. No response. So I go into Open Table, I go into Resi, and I make the reservations. I said, okay, I'll make it for about 6 people because only my brother and his fiance responded. I know my mom's going to want to come. And I know at some point, maybe 1 or 2 people last minute are going to be like, we want to come to the reservation. Did
you break off and text her one-on-one to see if you'd get a response from that text rather than this group text?
Well, there's 15 people in the group chat. I would have to individually be like, hey, did you see the group chat that I already poked and prodded about? This is a big family group chat. And so I said, hey guys, I'm going to make the reservations now. So just let me know if you want to come. So I make the reservations for about 6 or 8, depending on the night, because I'm like, okay, not everybody's going to want to come, but I know at some point somebody's going to text me last minute and this will just make it easier. So my mom texted me a couple of days days ago. She says, hey, why don't you just double check to see if anybody wants to come out to dinner with us on Friday or Saturday?
See, this is where I would have put my foot down.
Okay, see, I just like rolled my eyes. I got so annoyed. I'm like, they had their chance.
I know.
A couple weeks ago, like they knew. What else are we going to do? You know, family's coming into town. Like, just say you want to come out to dinner. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be amenable, and I'll send out the group chat and be like, hey, I'll see if I can change the reservations, but do you guys want to come out?
Oh, you better than me.
Yeah, right?
Suddenly, everyone's like, oh my God, I can't wait to try that place. Everyone's been posting about it on Instagram. And I go, oh my God, are you kidding me? So then I have to email all the places and I go, hey, can I bump it up to 10 people or whatever it's going to be? And all the emails I get back are like, no, it's too little too late. And so now I'm like, oh my God, do I have to go back to my family and be like, you guys can't come to the reservations? Because that's what I want to do. I want to look at them in the eye and be like, you guys knew, you guys had the opportunity a couple weeks ago. You guys knew I wanted to try these places and nobody responded. So is it an a-hole move to not change the dinner place? Like, because at this point we're gonna have to go to Applebee's. Like there's gonna be 15 of us. We're not gonna be able to get into any big restaurant in Tampa.
Okay, I'm going to be the only one here to take the high road on this because I can already see everybody's like, bail on them, right? And I think that would be my first instinct also. Is like, I tried to do everything, but you also have to take into account, I think, that when's the next time or that you're actually going to have the opportunity to have everybody together in the same place, focusing on each other. So maybe you should just get over the rudeness that clearly your family has shown just for the experience to do something on a higher level.
See, I'm done begging people and like following up on people. Like if they wanted to, they would. So it's one of those, and I think this is just, this is age and exhaustion showing. So I would have sent the text and be like, hey, I've made the reservations, but if you are interested, I can try to call the restaurant and see if we can change them to accommodate more people, but no promises. And then if people hit me back, I'll be like, all right, then I would do what you did. And then been like, sorry, I reached out to the restaurants, but none of the reservations can be upped. Maybe the next time. And then you tried. Plus, there's a lesson. Respond to the group text when you send the original text.
Wouldn't feel bad about it at all.
No.
I mean, especially since you actually tried.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't. I wouldn't change it. If anything, if it's possible, I would try to do both. Maybe go do what I really want to do, and then after that, meet everybody at a lesser place. But if I can't do that, I wouldn't try to change it because everybody didn't respond.
This is so heartwarming. I really thought you guys were all going to look me in the eye and be like, what an a-hole. She would rather try out XYZ Italian restaurant than hang out with her family.
No, there'll be plenty of other opportunities this morning to call you an a-hole, but this is not one of them.
The Bert Show.